Sawadee-kap, as we say in Thailand, guys. This is your gorgeous one and only upline Chief Pathman Senathirajah, recording his Wednesday message from my favorite hotel in Bangkok, the Intercontinental. I'm here for a week with the most amazing upline, our visionary and mentor, Dato Sri Vijay. The V partners are here and we are discussing the future for this year, alright? Because we have 7 months left and we are excited, okay, of what's going to happen in 2016. Now, I was thinking on the way to Bangkok the last 2 days with J.R. Meyer, Dato Sri Vijay, thinking what my Wednesday message will be this week. And I want you guys to listen very carefully, because this Wednesday message is about your organization. Now, a lot of people fail to understand that in network marketing, okay, you have a tracking center and you have an organization. And your organization is made of people. Alright, people you have signed up directly or people who are signed up indirectly by your downlines, your leaders. And every organization is dynamic, alright, and it's a growing organism with different personalities, good mood, bad mood, tough markets, easy markets, alright, challenging times, good times, okay, max out stories, struggling stories, success stories. It's a mix and match. It's a community. It's like a country that you are building, and you are the president or you are a minister and you have uplines who are ministers and presidents. And every organization or every country is run by rules, culture, tradition to keep that organization or the people of that organization happy, switched on in every aspect. Now, you need to understand your organization. Now, most of you divide your organization to leaders and everyone else. Okay, that's the easiest way to divide your organization. You got committed leaders and you got everyone else who are managed by those leaders. Now, firstly, your definition of leaders in your organization is too simplistic. Every Tom, Dick and Sally in your organization is a leader. Now, that's a wrong way of approaching this, because every time I meet you in a mall, whether in Dubai, India, Sri Lanka, Middle East, Africa, Central Asia, Indonesia, Europe, whenever I meet you guys, straight away introduce and say, Chief, this is my leader. Now, what is your definition of a leader? Now, this is a mystery in network marketing. Now, most organizations only define a leader by the size of their check. Now, we and our founders, Dato Sri Vijay and Japadas Bismarck, doesn't only isolate it as a check. The check is a fundamental requirement. But there are many other requirements, from loyalty, attitude, sense of belonging to the family, alright, contributing to the overall goodness of the organization, the growth of the organization. Now, you need to understand how to define the various groups within your group, that who are leaders. Alright, now you cannot identify a leader based on favoritism. He's your brother, he's your cousin brother, the wife, the husband. No. You have to define your leadership by a list of qualities. And the number one being commissions. Success in the business is a defining factor. Because for that person to lead, he must have something to stand on. He must have something stable to stand on, or she must have something stable to stand on. Then they have done it. Because it's difficult to follow somebody who is not reached that destination you are aiming for. It's difficult to follow somebody who has 0 checks, alright, no growth, haven't done a direct referral since the cows came home. You understand? So you must push your leadership to be performance focused. And then of course you need all the other aspects of leadership, from loyalty to positivity. You cannot have a leader who's the most negative person on the planet. There are morons who are negative and earning checks, alright, and they're still considered leaders. I would never allow a leader to exist in my organization if they are the source of negativity. That means there's a challenge or crisis in your market is amplified by your leader. The only moron talking about it is a leader. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. We have challenges, the newspaper, oh my downlines don't listen to me. That person could accidentally be earning checks. God is good to him. but do not identify him as a leader. Do not empower him. Do not give him the voice to influence others in your organization. So first thing you have to do this year is to identify the true leadership in your organization. People who are aligned with you, aligned with your upline organization, and most importantly, aligned with the V and the founders. Alright? That we run an organization based on positivity. That negativity is a cancer. And the more you talk about it, the worse the cancer gets. And before you can find a cure, the organization is dead. Now you need to identify those who are doing the work. And you need to edify those who are paying the price. That you cannot edify every Tom, Dick and Sally based on potential. Alright? That ultimately in my organization, that's all of you, the world, I love to recognize people who do the work. People who are out there doing presentation. I love recognizing the people who have the largest number of direct referrals. Because you must understand, as an upline, alright, as a leader of your organization, you're very powerful. That if you edify somebody, everyone automatically looks up to them. It's like VCon. When the V edifies the AVPs, the V partners, the V councils, the newly appointed AVPs and VCs who came up on stage, the whole crowd went crazy because they were edified by the grand upline. Alright, so when the V edifies somebody, we look at every aspect of that person, from success, attitude, loyalty, positivity, strength, warriorship. Alright, and a person who's aligned with our culture, our message, our attitude, our systems. Okay, and that's what you need to duplicate in your organization. So be very careful who you empower. Be very careful who you call a leader. Alright, because this now is used so loosely that leadership is becoming cheap. Alright, I meet people who are earning $250 a week and say, Chief, I am a leader. I said, on which planet? How can you call yourself a leader? Alright, when you got 2 downlines, 3 downlines. Be a networker. Don't be desperate to be a leader. Alright, be a networker. Be a builder. Somebody who is out there doing presentation, and paying the price at the ground level. And gradually, as your checks grows, as your influence grows, alright, your uplines will recognize you. The V will recognize you and bring you up on that VCon stage. But there's no shortcut to leadership. That leadership requires you to pay the ultimate price. And leadership is a title you earn, not you demand. Alright, and it's titled not of abuse of power, but great responsibility. That a leader has to stay strongest during times of crisis or challenges. A leader must have the ability to make a nobody into a somebody. A leader must be able to take somebody from $250 a week to $2,000 US a week, to $5,000 US a week, to $10,000 US a week, and to max out. That's the role of a leader. A leader instills the right culture in the organization. That a leader cannot go and talk about 17 different cultures, every different culture, every single different day. A leader must be consistent in his messaging. Alright guys? And it's very important that a leader is somebody who can manage goal setting within the organization. That my mantra this year is weekly checks. And you need to focus on that. You need to look at your organization left and right. See who are the real leaders. Empower them. Recognize them. Alright? Use their influence to positively influence the organization. That a leader never sleeps. A leader doesn't have a balanced life. A leader is committed not 100% but 200%. A leader pays the price and stands in front of the fight, not hiding behind in the fight. That the leader holds the flag strong and said, follow me. That he or she is the true representation of warriorship. That they do not understand the word fear. They only understand the word fight. And this is what a leader should be. And you need to look at your organization and know the leaders. And the leaders is not the final destination. A leader needs to continuously grow, going to VLC, going to ISB, interacting with the V partners, being in my zone. This is fundamentally important. That today I believe that leadership, the word leader is abuse. That people use it for benefit. People use it for abuse of power. And that should not be the case. You need to understand your organization. Who are the true leaders? What are they doing? How strong are their organizations? How many people on the left and the right earning weekly checks? That is the true test of a leader. That's a true test of you. Then you cannot just stand there and say, oh, I brought in 1,000 UVs or 100,000 BVs. Who cares? It's about how many people are earning, because the number of people earning is the true definition of your leadership, your strength, your influence, your ability to help people rise and change their lifestyle and buy things they couldn't buy before, and live in homes that they couldn't live before. That's the responsibility of a leader. And if you ask me, all right, what is a leader supposed to do? My answer is simple. Everything is done by the leader. That you don't have a choice. Once you have chosen this path of leadership, if you choose to become a leader, then your life has to drastically change. That your commitment to your downlines is like your commitment to your family, your spouse, your children, your parents. It's the same level of commitment. That you are there when they need you. You are there when they don't need you. You are just there permanently. That there's no switching off. There's only switching on. And we finished this VCon, Malaysia 2016. And you guys are back in your markets. And this is when truly you have to stand as a leader. A leader cannot bitch and complain. There is no room for that in leadership. I have never complained once to Dato Sri when he told me, Pathman, now you are a leader. Alright, because two leaders meet. They talk about leadership. They talk about growth. They talk about positive things. Because if two leaders meet and they bitch and complain and be negative, the organization below suffers and collapses. Even if you go on stage and act positive. Guys, are you with me? No. It's the energy. It's the aura of leadership. Alright? That empowers an organization. And this year, I need all of you to become leaders. That should be your goal. Max out and become leaders. Because morons can max out. Idiots are today calling themselves leaders. And I want to change that this year. I want real leaders. Leadership like what we see in our founders, Dato Sri Vijay and Japaras Bismarck. Leadership like what we see in the V partners. Great men and women who have sacrificed everything for the growth of their network. And through the most challenging times, they have stayed positive. You can see this in every aspect of life, from politics, alright, to the industries around the world. Every great leader was shaped during challenging times. Every leader focuses all his attention on his people, never himself. You see, if you believe that this journey is about you, then slap your uplines. Because they have sadly misrepresented the business. This journey is about the people who depend on you, who trust you, who believe in you. This journey is about helping them get their checks. And yours will happen automatically. That your max out is absolutely dependent on the leadership you have in your organization. The warriors you have built in your organization. And your max out will happen automatically when you focus on other people's checks. And this VCon, I think the message was clear. Right? That your job, your duty as a leader is to protect the dreams of your people. To make sure they never give up on their dreams. To make sure when they feel like giving up, you are there holding their hand and telling them, come on, let's keep fighting for what we believe in. And that's a true leader. So this Wednesday message to all of you is be a real leader. Care for your people. Fight for them. Focus on their checks. Help them rise and become great networkers, and you will be carried on their shoulders to the pinnacle, to the peak of network marketing. And I promise you guys that leadership is the way forward. And you need to decide, you need to make the decision that I am a leader. I am a warrior. But fight for your people, never for yourself. And I promise you, you will be max out kings and queens. So this week, identify those leaders. Build them up, help them grow. Create a culture of presentation in your organization. Make sure everyone finds the 4 directs, the message I sent out this week. And you lead by example. That's the key. Lead by example. Never tell your people to do something you are not willing to do. I'm focused on my 4 directs. Alright? And this week I will conclude my target. Or not, I won't ask you to do it. Now it's easier for me because of the good looks. But some of you have to really do a hardcore presentation. So I love you guys. You are the leaders of Dato Sri Vijay and Chaparas Bismarck. Live up to that expectation. Lead by example. Monkey see, monkey do is the greatest mantra. Alright? And it's about success, guys. You succeed, people will follow you. You max out, they will follow you. Alright? Be the leader you are meant to be.